Hello, I'm Yinka Bikini and welcome to Out of Frame. Every week I bring you an insight into the world of below-the-line roles. That's everyone on a film or TV set that brings a production to life. From master armourers to makeup artists. This is the place to get career advice like you've never heard before. This is Out of Frame. Now, if there's one person you're sure to need in your below-the-line team, it's a gaffer. Gaffers are responsible for the execution of lighting, the movement of equipment, and help plan technical aspects of a production. Someone with years of experience of being a gaffer is Gavin Walters. Gavin has worked on huge productions that have taken him around the world, including Fast and Furious, Doctor Strange, and Bohemian Rhapsody. Gavin, welcome to Out of Frame.
Thank you very much.
Do you know, when I sort of read your CV and the list of things that you've done, it's just so impressive.
I've done lots of films, but I've also done lots of other things within the same lighting thing. So commercials, and I've done lots of TV jobs, and yeah, I've dipped my toe in most pools.
So I'm keen to find out all about the role of a gaffer on a film and TV set. But first, I would like to learn a bit more about who you are.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that are going to give me and the audience a little insight into who Gavin Walters is through your love of film.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Which 3 films would you say paint a picture of your life or resonate with you the most?
Well, paints my picture is, I would say, the first would be Planes, Trains and Automobiles, because I'm always travelling. I'm always going somewhere, eventually coming home. That's the plan. So yeah, and everywhere in the world, there's always a journey somewhere. Some of them are long journeys. So my second film would be Castaway, because wherever you put us on any film set, wherever it is in the country or the world, we have to make do. Hopefully, again, with the goal is to come home. So we do the best we can. We make do with whatever we have at hand. For instance, on a film called Sahara, we were in the middle of the desert for 4 months. And it's different. It's different to what we do here. And then my third film was, we do so many hours in our industry, ridiculous hours, that it would be Shaun of the Dead, because we work with zombies most of the time. So I thought I'd just be a bit of humour at the end. So they're the 3 films that would sort my life out, yeah.
And I think it does paint a little bit of a picture of sort of what you get up to thematically anyway.
Yes. Yeah, I can understand that.
In a biopic of your life,
yes,
who would play you?
Well, I asked quite a few people this question just to make sure that I got it right, and everyone told me the same person. So Ray Winston.
Yes.
Would be me.
Yes.
There you go. He's a bit older than me, but there you go.
We can just CGI his face.
I've done 5 films with Ray, so yeah, he would play me.
Do you think that he's qualified, having been with him 5 times?
Oh, definitely. He's a proper person, and that's me.
Okay, Gavin, I think it's time we find out exactly what it takes to be a gaffer.
Okay.
So, earlier in the series, I spoke to Nate Phillips, who is someone who's currently working in the light department and at the very start of his career, but you're someone who has decades of experience. So, can you tell me exactly what your role involves?
You'll meet up with the director of photography. You'll meet up with the director. You'll discuss the job in hand, whatever the film may be, what type of emotion you want to put across on each scene, and then you'll go on your tech recce's. Then you'll go in a minibus and you'll go to all these different locations and you'll take notes, but you will actually listen. It's more about listening on a recce about what they would like to achieve in the time frame, whether it's day, night, whether it's achievable in the day that they want to do, and you'll flag it up on that particular day. And then once you've done all the recce's, now you've got all the data that you need, then you'll go back and then you'll start putting your list together with your best boy or rigging gaffer, depending on how big the job is. And you'll go through what we need to achieve, the logistics of getting the right amount of people on the right days so that we can achieve the lights that we need for a look for each scene. And
before you carry on, sorry, what's a best boy?
The best boy is the logistics person in your team. The logistics person, you can have on a big film, you'll have more than one best boy. You'll have a gaffer, Under the gaffer, you'll have a floor best boy who will work with him on the floor. You'll have a best boy in the office, which will be doing the paperwork, the timesheets, deliveries, collections. And then you'll have a rigging gaffer. And the rigging gaffer will be the person who's before you and behind you. So a rigging gaffer might be at a location for 5-6 weeks, organising a crew before you get there. You may be there for one day, and then he might be there for 4 or 5 weeks, putting it back, ready, however it was beforehand. Does all the menial tasks of timesheets, making sure that everyone brings their passports in, all of those type of things that you've got too many other things you're actually keeping, juggling.
So is a gaffer the head of the lighting department?
Not just lighting. You're an electrician, or you most probably should be. You should be a qualified electrician who runs a team of people that put lights anywhere you want them. You're also not just in charge of the lights, you're in charge of everything the lights sit on or hang on. So you have a rigger as well, an HOD lighting rigger. And so you'll build towers, cranes, any form of access that you need. It could be scissor lifts, genie boom, cherry pickers. So you'll organise all that as well. But like I say, that's your job. You then hand it to the rigging gaffer, and that will be done before you get there, and then you will organise it on the day.
So when you first step foot on a film set, what are you thinking about? What are you looking at?
Lighting is an important storytelling device. We can make it look scary. We can make it look really drab. We can make it flash, colourful. You can make it look old and weary with strobing lights that are faulty. Looks like it's a way of evoking an emotion using lights. And working alongside the DOP, between the pair of you, you come to a solution to whatever that problem is. It's about problem solving as well. How are we going to do this? We're backed into a corner. How are we going to light this? So whether we move the set and we talk to all the other departments to move things, whether we, it's a collaboration between the DOP, the gaffer, and the director.
Would a problem, for example, be you're trying to shoot a storm, but it's 30 degrees and no clouds?
Oh yes, the biggest thing that we have as a gaffer, the problem is God. Yeah, we don't know what it's going to be like outside. We have problems so what we do is we eliminate those problems if the budget will allow us to. So we will put big screens up. We will make it so that it's actually inside a studio, whether we actually then put a cover over it. There's so many ways of achieving a look if we can control it all. Otherwise, on a lower end of the budget, we have to go with what's going to be there. If the set is, for instance, when we did a film called Fury, the time frame was very small. If you actually, for the story time, it's a few days. So we knew that we were going to be shooting for 4 months and it was going to be pouring with rain at some point. So we got Bowsers on day one, lovely summer's day, and made everything muddy. Because we know that it's got to match in a couple of weeks' time and we have to just take the sun away. So there's no direct sunshine. Everything's muddy before you start work because that's what it's going to be like some days. So, that's another way of, you just have to control the elements.
And to be clear, we're not just talking about setting up a few spotlights. You did mention some of the equipment that you are installing, and it sounds huge. Can you tell me about some of that?
On World War Z, when we were out in Budapest, we were shooting night. And obviously you have to put lights up to shoot nighttime. You have to have an exposure of the camera. So our light boxes that we made were 5 ton each one of them. And they are 20 foot by 20 foot. And some of them 40 foot by 40 foot.
Wow.
And they go on 150, 200 ton crane. So in Budapest, we needed, where can we put the base of the crane? And the only way of putting the base of the crane was 65 metres away from the set. Just physically, it wouldn't go anywhere else. And that crane took 24 trucks to deliver it. And you need a 100-ton crane to build the 500-ton crane that we built. because the bits are so heavy.
Yeah.
And then we put the light box up, and then we swing the arm over into the set. And yeah, that's down to me to logistically plan. And we had 2 of them. So that's the type of big cranes we use.
That's a big job.
That's big jobs. And then we use scaffolding. I mean, actual scaffolding for stages. You know, when we did Hugo Cabaret, the rigging, etc., for all the stages, because we had quite a few stages at Shepperton. We had quite a few stages at Pinewood Studios, and we also had studios at Longcross, Chertsey, all at the same time. And power as well. There wasn't enough power, so we had to have generators. So we had like big blimped generators. And at Longcross, we had 8 1250 kVA generators, which were probably, you know, a small town would be powered by them. It was 16,000 litres of diesel every day.
Wow.
So it's an Arctic of fuel.
Yeah.
Just to power the stages up.
And I guess it's for something that when you're a fan watching at home, lighting, for me anyway, I feel like it's one of those things that when you notice it, there's a problem. So you're doing a lot of work for something that is potentially really subtle, but it's the mood, it's the feel.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
But obviously it can be the other side as well. It can be lightning.
Of course.
And then it's a very dramatic wow. And then you know we're there.
How do you create lightning?
All of the new LEDs, you will strobe so quickly, 22,000 pulses a second, sorry. So you can make a strobe and you can put them all together and make any lightning wherever you want. And there is things called lightning strikes as well. They do 200 kilowatt lightning strikes. But you need a big truck, big crane, because they weigh a lot. And you can put wherever you want.
Gavin, each week I ask the incredible people who come onto Out of Frame to bring something into the studio with them, an object that helps describe what it means to work in the film and TV industry. What have you brought today?
I've bought...
It looks like a stopwatch.
It's actually a pan glass.
Pan glass?
A pan glass.
Okay.
It looks like a monocle. It's a tool we all use, gaffers and cameramen. And sometimes a director wants one as well. In America, they call them gaffer's glasses. And pan actually is short for panchromatic. In the old days, it was coloured a piece of glass, like a yellow or green. And when you looked at your set, it took all the colour out, and that's what it would be like on a black and white day.
Okay.
So you could film black and white, and that was called a pan glass. Now we use contrast viewing filters, which is still a pan glass, but it's just different pieces of glass in it now. And this has got 2 polarizing filters, and so it gets darker and lighter as you twist.
Can I have a look?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So the things you do, you'll see them on a summer's day. Everyone gets their pan glass out to see where the clouds are, and you can see it just takes the sun out.
Yeah, it's like an eclipse.
Yes, and you'll be able to see if the light is pointing directly at you. You can also tell where the bulb is in a light, in the old-fashioned light, whether it's closest to the glass or away from the glass. Spot or flooded, we call it. And so you can look up and say, hang on a second, that's full flooded, that's spotted, without someone actually getting up and actually having to move it. So you're saving someone get up a ladder.
And you look really cool.
Oh, I don't know about that. And then obviously they ask you, can you get the pan glass out and go and have a look at the sun? So if we're outside and it's a lovely summer's day, but we've got a few wisps of cloud, we'd like to have something in a constant all the way through. They don't mind whether it's in sun or whether it's in shade, but we need to have a constant. We can't have in the stop going up and down. And so you as a gaffer, or you might give it to one of your crew and say, go and have a look at the sun. We need 5 minutes of sun or clouds. Just let us know. And so we'll prompt the first AD and say, look, the cloud's about to end. Let's turn over. Let's all get ready. And as the sun comes out, we do the take.
Yeah.
And you need something to protect your eye because you shouldn't be looking at the sun.
No, you shouldn't.
So with that, you can see the clouds and you can see the different layers of clouds as well. You train yourself.
So interesting.
It's such a small thing, but it can actually save so much work.
And it makes you look really intelligent.
Well, that's down to you.
It does. It does, Gavin. Gavin, you've worked on some truly epic stuff, but I would like to know more about what working on sets looks like for these productions. You've worked on some productions where the majority of the action takes place outside, including the Jurassic franchise and the TV drama series End of the Effing World. What does your work on an outdoor production look like?
So on films like Jurassic World and not so much World War Z, because that we shot outside for real, but films like Hugo, all of the interior and we actually did, sort of the exteriors we did inside.
So on a film like Hugo, what does the working on that film look like?
So what we have to do is we have to put a base of light across the whole lot as if it's the sky. So we create a sky with a big silk under a load of lights. And then if we're really technical and it's a big budget job, we can actually create a cloud movement as well. So the lights will dim slightly and move from one side of the stage to the other to create a cloud. And if you link in time frame, you can actually make sure that cloud is in the right place every time for every piece of dialogue, every bit. So you can really control the world. We never used to be able to do that. That's modern technology. That's modern day with modern desks, modern people, modern lights. We can now change the colour of the lights now, as opposed to in the old days, we used to have to use filters and filtration. So it has changed a lot, and now we can go inside a hell of a lot quicker, a lot easier, and change from night to day at a flick of a switch, where we never used to be able to do that. That would have to be hours, or overnight we'd have to change it for the next day, because it would take hours between going from a day scene to a night scene. Because all the lights up the top will be nice and blue, and then when we go into night, it's all tungsten with a little bit of blue for moonlight. So yeah, the different colours we can now change at a flick of a switch.
And how does working on TV compare to working on film?
I did a TV series here at Leavesden, Avenue 5, where we built a spaceship inside the set. We had just the same amount of people, the same amount of lights. There was no difference. Absolutely no difference. Big budgets.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess, especially with the rise of streaming and stuff like that now, there's more money in it.
And the world is changing. A film would be, in the old days, 25, 30 years ago, a crew would be 10, 15 people. Now a crew can be 100 people. In my crew, on Hugo, I had 150 people in my crew.
Wow.
The shooting crew was only 15 to 20 people. But the rigging, I was a rigging gaffer on that film, was immense, because we had 3 lots of studios to rig at the same time. So yeah, my crews are very big sometimes. Now gradually slowing down. Now I'm enjoying little jobs. Less stressful.
What is the relationship like between a gaffer, the director and the cast? What do you require of them to get your job done?
Cast-wise, very little from a gaffer's point of view. It's nice when they're nice people and we all get on and say good morning and goodbye at the end of the day. But cast-wise, yeah, they are just a person that turns up, does their bit and then goes home. Mm-hmm. The relationship for all the people who are actually behind the camera, massive difference. You hopefully will become a team. The first few days you will find your feet. There's a way of the set etiquette regards to how to achieve something, which you have to learn. That's not given. What the people out in the outside world will do compared to what we do in film sets. If you want to put a nail in the wall, the outside world, a spark would do that, an electrician. But you wouldn't do that on a film set. You would actually ask for the art department to get the chippy or construction to put the nail in the wall. If you want something moved, you should never move any piece of set, which you would do at home or anywhere else. You would ask the art department, the props department, could you move that settee, whatever piece it is, because they have to log where it was and it has to go back and they might have to take a photograph. So there's a lot to learn regards to set etiquette, and that's it can be quite hard. Well, it's not hard. It's just a laborious thing you have to learn, which is the quickest, most efficient way of achieving what you want without treading on anybody's toes and using the right people for their job. You know, a big film has a lot of crew, and there are protocols that you have to adopt to get something moving really quickly. Hopefully foresee problems. That's part of your job as the gaffer as well, to foresee things we're running into, that we can actually diffuse the problem before we even get there. So when you walk in, oh, you've already done that. Yes, because you've already spoken to all the other departments. You liaise with all the HODs. All the HODs of all the different departments. We are a collaborative team. And if you're doing your job well, you should all be knowing what's going on. And you can all help each other as well. You know, I'd like to do this. You can't all be in the same place at the same time. So we'll come in later, or we'll start earlier to establish what we need, when we need it, and become efficient.
Gavin, a large part of your job involves being responsible for heavy, large, potentially dangerous equipment.
Yes.
How do you implement safety on set?
It comes from the top. So underneath me, I'll have a supervisor who will look after a studio. Underneath that studio, you'll have a charge hand in each stage. Underneath me, also, you have an HOD rigger, and he will organise the riggers necessary for whatever I need to be put in on each of the stages. Then the safety-wise, they should be responsible as well, because they are working underneath me, and I should be employing competent people who know what they're doing. Risk assessments will be done. Once all of the scaffolding has been put up, all the lights have been added to it, they will then do a 7909 test, which is a test for all of the temporary supply to make sure that the earth leakage and everything else is safe. And if there was an issue, it would all turn off. Mm-hmm. And that's just part of an electrician side. But there's also the rigging side regards to structurally what we've put up. I have to believe in it, and I employ the right people as man management that we've put it up, and I know it's going to be safe. All of that's down to me, but I instigated this, and it gradually goes down the line from my supervisor to the charge hand to the sparks who are actually putting it in. And then I would do a floor inspection every now and then just to make sure what I've asked them to be doing has been implemented. So safety-wise, we are the safest country in the world.
Knew you were good at your job. What can go wrong when safety regulations aren't followed on set?
Ultimately, death. That's very easy. Being responsible for massive things being hung up above people's heads that weigh 5-6 ton. You know, if the wind picks them up. If you have to make sure that people are out of the way. You actually have to. Yeah, there's protocols to be adopted. Otherwise, you'll die. And obviously, with electricity, you run your cables. You try to avoid trip hazards. You will fly the cables as much as possible. You try to adopt all the fire exits, all the fire lanes. They're there for a reason. Health and safety is very important, and I totally agree with it. We want everyone to come to work and then go home at night.
Gavin, speaking to you today, I can see just how much film and TV means to you.
Yeah.
But now is the time to find out just how good your knowledge is. Oh, don't be huffing and puffing. You've chosen a specialist subject within the world of film and TV before coming here today. And now is the time to be quizzed. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Your specialist subject is James Bond films.
Yeah.
Which is truly iconic.
Yes.
Why did you choose the Bond franchise?
It's because it's it's probably the only franchise that I've seen every single one of them probably 3 or 4 times.
Easy breezy.
Yes. So
they are multiple choice.
Okay, brilliant.
Yep. 3 questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
In the 1989 release of Licence to Kill,
yes,
the film starts with the wedding of James Bond's close friends, Felix Leiter and his wife Della.
Yes.
The couple give Bond a present as a sign of their appreciation for his service over the years. What was the present? Is it A, a lighter, B, a gold watch, or C, an expensive bottle of alcohol?
A bottle of alcohol.
Are you sure?
No, but I can't think of it being a watch or the lighter.
It's a lighter.
Oh, it was a lighter.
Yeah, it was engraved and read James, love always, Della and Felix.
I couldn't remember. Okay.
And it's got an unusually powerful flame, and then he uses it in a fight.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry though.
Okay.
2 more to go, and this doesn't matter.
Yes.
Question number 2. Die Another Day, released in 2002, features a cameo from which major pop star? Is it A, Celine Dion, B, Madonna, or C, Kylie Minogue? Can I give you a clue?
Go on.
They sing the theme tune, the soundtrack.
Oh.
And I can sing it for you now if you want.
Go on then.
I guess I'll die another day. That's all I got for you. That's a massive clue.
Madonna.
Yes!
Never sounded like that.
I went to go see her last year and she sounded a lot like that. It was a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
No, but Madonna, who sang and co-wrote the theme song Die Another Day, appears in the film as Verity.
Of course she does as well.
fencing
Yeah,
instructor.
of course she does. Yes, she does. Of course she does. Yeah.
Okay, we're back in the race. Question number 3. The plot of Casino Royale
Yes.
revolves around a high-stakes poker game in Montenegro.
Yeah.
In one scene, the supporting antagonist, Alex Dimitrios, drops a bag full of hardware intended to make a bomb, but he is confronted by James Bond. Where does the fight break out? Is it A, the Museum of Modern Art, B, the Natural History Museum, or C, the Body Worlds exhibition?
Natural History Museum.
It's answer C.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the Body Worlds exhibition. It's an exhibition that displays real human corpses in
Okay.
various ways. And then he kills Demetrius here, and then he follows the man to the airport. But well done.
Well,
No, man, 0 is a loser,
oh, okay.
and you got 1. Gavin, it's clear to me how much you enjoy being a gaffer.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a job that was made for you.
Yeah. I've been doing it a long time.
How did you know that this is something that you wanted to do? Is it like a family industry?
Yes. Yeah. My father worked for, first of all, a manufacturing company that manufactured lights when we were born. Me and my next brother down. And then he was headhunted to work in London. And he worked for a company called Southern Lighting. And he was on the rental desk and he was putting the crews together to go and do films. And so ever since I've been 5 years old, I have been with Dad on film sets. So, yeah, I knew about film sets. And so growing up, 6 weeks holidays and things like that, obviously your mum and dad doesn't have 6 weeks holidays. So you got to go work with Dad. So I've been around film crews ever since I can remember.
When did you first step foot into the film and TV industry as a professional?
When I was 16, I worked for a company called Film Light and Associates, which doesn't exist anymore. And I was in their stores and getting stuff ready to go out on crew, on jobs. And then I started to go, they wouldn't pay me to go day release, so I used to have to go to night school to become an electrician. And you progress. You need to know the tools of your trade. So you need to know what the lights are, what they plug into, how they plug in, etc. And that really comes, if you go to the stores, work in any of the rental houses, you actually get a basis, of a good ground to then build on. And then you become a guest. That's what they call guests on film sets. So there'll be a few guests each day that will need an extra couple of sparks here and a couple of sparks there, and that's called guesting. And eventually someone will take, oh, he's pretty good. And then hopefully one day you'll join part of one of the teams. And then when you join a team, then you'll start as the T-boy in that team, or the truck driver, or the van driver, or whatever it is. And then eventually you'll progress to a point where, do you know what? You're running the floor, so I'd like you to be the best boy. And so, oh, really? So then you're the next person down to the gaffer running. And then you become a little bit more responsible, and then you start organising your little crew. And then the jobs get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you may be eventually recognised by a DOP or a production manager or someone who's like, I'd like to put you forward as a gaffer. And then one day, hopefully, you'll impress someone enough to do that job.
Do you remember the first time that you were a gaffer?
My first big job was Songs of Praise. I was 22, a place called Cullumpton down in Devon. And I had 16 sparks working for me. And I didn't sleep a wink that night. But I turned up and I earned my stripes. And the job went well. It's live as well. It's a live job to the world, big Songs of Praise. We had no hiccups at all. I had a really good crew. They were handpicked by me. And
Gavin, I've loved speaking to you today.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much. I feel like I've learned so much about why the gaffer is such an important role on a film and TV set.
Yeah.
Before you go, I would love to ask for one final nugget or like a piece of advice, a little bit of information that you can leave our film-loving audience with on what you need to know about working in the industry.
The love of film is a good one because we do so many hours. You really have got to want to be here. And there will be days that you'll come to the end of the day and go, can I go home now? And so, no, we've still got another 4 hours before we're going to finish. And you are there for love. You'll give them the money back, in effect. And they still want you there. It gets in your blood. Once you've been in the film industry long enough, there's no other life like it. Every aspect of life is filmed. So from death to birth, everything in the middle of it is filmed. And there's definitely something for everyone. So if you really want to be in the film industry with a passion, you'll do it. It's hard to start, but once you get a few years experience, the world is your oyster. It can take you anywhere you want to go. I love the industry. I love being part of the industry. And I've seen some fantastic things.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. If there's something you want to know about working on a film or TV set, send us a message at We Are CrewHQ on Instagram and TikTok. And I'll see you next time.